Growing your Twitch followers isn't hard. Really, it isn't. If it's been difficult for you, it's probably because there are a couple of key things that you need that you're actually missing in order to grow more followers. So let's talk about what those things actually are. What's up, streamers? It's Ashley. I'm all about helping you pursue your dreams and learn to stream. I don't know. So I've got the podcast, the YouTube, I travel to conventions, I've got 2 massive projects that I'm working on. I also live stream on Twitch. Everything that I do to help you. Because I know what it's like to struggle on Twitch, but I'm not going to talk about that story in this video. We'll do that in a separate video. Today, however, we are going to talk about followers. So when it comes to followers, you need to know a few things first. And by the way, these are the tips that I used to get over 400 subscribers, 90 average viewers, and unlocked Twitch's path to partnership in 2 months. We need to do PCP. Now hold on, I'm not telling you to do drugs, okay? Please don't. Drug-free is the way to be, okay? PCP actually means positioning, content, and promotion. Let's talk about positioning first. This is honestly the biggest trick that nobody talks about because not a lot of people take streaming this seriously. So positioning your content is all about having a plan before you get started. Now, if you're super new, you've never streamed on Twitch before at all, please don't do this. Do not prepare a ton ahead of time before you actually get started. Just get started. A lot of people let planning and the idea of perfection prevent them from just shipping their content. So just get started, push that start streaming button, and don't think about literally anything else. Stop watching this video, stop watching all of those other Twitch tip videos, and just do it. However, if you already know streaming is your thing, it is time to get started and get started seriously and make a plan. If you know streaming is for you, you need to sit down and figure out your mission and your purpose for actually being on the platform. Unfortunately, it's not really enough anymore to just have a really cool personality, turn on your camera and play some video games or do some art. That's not, unfortunately, the way that we see most streams really take off. A live stream takes off in 2018 on Twitch because it's bringing something unique to the platform. And this could be literally anything. There are so many different types of content that have not been translated into a live show and put onto Twitch yet. And if you were the first mover to bring something completely new to the platform, that is the first mover advantage. That is massive. Because the unfortunate reality is that we can tell you all day, like, have a great schedule and be entertaining and be funny and get to know people and make them feel like you're emotionally invested in them. However, a stream built on those relational aspects will not outpace a stream that is doing something that has never been seen on Twitch before. So you might be sitting there right now like, well, Ashley, I don't know what's unique about me. I don't know what my value is. Nobody does at first. And that's okay. What matters is that you're actually searching for it. So you can do this in a few different ways. I personally did a couple of exercises that helped me find my own uniqueness. One of those exercises is the Japanese philosophy of Ikigai. Now, Ikigai is a combination of 4 things. Those 4 things are something you love, something you're good at, something the world needs, and something that you can be paid for. And all of those 4 things come together to define your purpose. So what you want to do is fill out all 4 of those separate columns and figure out if there are interesting and creative ways that those columns can come together and intersect to define what your actual purpose is. The Ikigai philosophy is like really great for finding your purpose in life, but honestly, it's really great for finding the purpose of your content as well. Because if your content doesn't have a purpose and you're not impacting lives in some way, what are you doing? Now, the purpose of content is also known as its value. There are actually 4 primary values of a Twitch stream. I'll go over these in like way deeper detail in a future video, so make sure that you have subscribed if you haven't already. But for now, those 4 values are educational, inspirational/motivational, entertainment, and relational value. If you can focus your stream to really nail one of those values, you will be so much further ahead than everyone else who is just getting started and trying to grow on Twitch. The thing is here, most people try to fit into the entertainment value, but we're not all that funny. We're just not, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm just not funny all the time. However, I can educate all the time. And I do have a story that's inspiring. And that's another thing too, actually. Can you build a narrative around your stream? Is there some kind of story in your life that will resonate emotionally with people? I want you to answer this question down below in the comments. What's the biggest thing that you would change if you could about Twitch as a platform? And when you've answered that down below, go out and start doing it. Literally base your entire stream about that mission. There's this trope in literature and it's called the hero's journey, and it's basically this completely normal person undertaking this massive effort and getting to this huge end goal that completely changes them and the world. So when you think of your stream as a destination for a group of people who are all on that same mission, that becomes way more powerful than this is just where me and my friends hang out. Now, do you have to do this? Absolutely not. But it will resonate emotionally with people. It will get people behind you. It will put people in your corner when they know what you're about and they know what you're fighting for or against. And standing for something in that way is how you see massive growth in content creation. So positioning is really finding that ikigai, that purpose or that mission that you want your content to have, and devising a plan. Maybe you build a narrative around it, or finding some way to express what that is to people so that it resonates with them on an emotional level. You might actually already have authority on some other platform, and you can bring that into Twitch as well to immediately give you a jump and a boost in viewership. Now, if you don't already have authority, that's okay. Just make sure that you really think about this, come up with some kind of plan, some kind of reason for your content beyond just, I really like video games, let's get a bunch of people in one space that like video games too. Because at the end of the day, the strongest communities, both online and offline, are not built on shared interests. They're built on shared beliefs. You can get a bunch of people in a room that all really like Gears of War together, but they probably won't end up liking each other necessarily. But if they all dig Gears of War and they all believe that the LGBTQ deserves to be loved and supported, that becomes way more powerful because that's a belief system. So build a religion, not a church. Now, the C in PCP stands for content. You've probably heard people say, content is king, content is king. They're not wrong. You have to focus on the content of your stream before you focus on things like networking and promoting it. You shouldn't try to market a product that doesn't exist yet, or a product that just sucks. If you're spending a bunch of time on like Reddit and social media and networking and trying to promote your stream, but your stream quality just isn't there yet, you should not be investing the time in that promotion and instead put it towards developing the content further. Okay, cool, Ashley, but like, how do you do this? So first off, what you have on your profile matters a lot. So if your profile section is grammatically incorrect and it looks like a freaking mess, people are less likely to actually take you seriously. Your profile section is prime real estate for you to really tell people what your value is, what your mission and your purpose of your content is. If you can make your profile section resonate emotionally on a human level with people and they connect with that, they will click follow faster than anything you have ever seen in your life. And I know this because during the streams we do profile reviews all the time, and the ones that have emotional language in their profiles get double, triple, or quadruple the amount of the follows whenever we are reviewing their channel. Emotion really matters. Having a narrative matters. Having a mission and a purpose for your content just freaking matters. The other thing that you need to think about is, what are you streaming? Now, I know the standard don't stream saturated games advice is kind of boring, but there's a reason we give that advice, is because it is so true. Don't get buried under thousands and thousands and thousands of Fortnite streamers just because you love the game. If you're trying to build a stream, you're not building it for yourself. Now, you should absolutely get fulfillment from it, and it should be enjoyable for you. You should get legit love and energy from this process. However, you are building a stream for a group of people. You are doing this to impact other lives, and you won't do that by sitting at the bottom of a Fortnite directory. Now, does that mean you can't ever stream saturated games ever in your life? Absolutely not. You can absolutely stream saturated games, but I recommend that you stick to the Pareto principle here, which is the 80-20 rule. 20% of your streams should be focused on just having fun, you doing your own thing and not worrying about the numbers, just having fun with the community that you have built. The other 80% of your streams should absolutely be growth-based streams where you are playing games or doing something on the platform that you know grows your stream and gets more people into your space. So at this point, you're using the 80-20 rule, streaming good games, you've got good information on your profile, and you've actually got a plan for this entire process, but you need to be watching your past broadcasts. Now, I know this process is like a little weird for some people. They don't really understand, like, how do I watch my past broadcasts and know what actually I need to be looking for? I've actually made an entire video over this. I'll leave a link right up here for you. There's actually a bunch of other videos that are relevant to this video that I've made as well, which I'll leave links for up here or just down below. Next thing we want to talk about is talking. Because talking to your chat is important. Wow, that actually was pretty good. I was expecting that to go horribly wrong. So talking to your chat is way more than just saying, hey, what's up, whenever they come into your channel. It should be so much more than just remembering the things that are going on in their life. Because those questions are great and it definitely can generate a little bit of conversation, but not as deeply as what I'm about to talk about. To engage your chat, you need to be asking questions that have depth. You're specifically looking for questions here that stimulate thought from the person who is watching your stream. So exactly here, you see that saying something like, hey, how's your day going, doesn't really stimulate that much thought. Usually the answer to that question is, good, how's yours? Good. And that's the end of the conversation. But when you ask people things like, what do you want your legacy to be? What is your life's dream? What's your passion? What are you working towards right now? What's a major goal that you really want to hit this year? Those were questions that were researched by scientists to actually show to develop more intimate relationships and closer connections with people. Which is like exactly what you're trying to do as a streamer. So we need to be integrating as many of these questions into our content as we can. I usually suggest having like a question of the day, so you choose one of those really deep questions and you just make sure to ask everyone who starts talking in your chat that same question. So they all get to know each other on that level as well as yourself, and they all feel like they're part of the conversation. So the next tip for content is that aesthetics don't matter nearly as much as you think they do. Like, your graphics don't have to be perfect. You don't need perfect equipment. You don't need perfection before you can have amazing content that resonates with people. I would say above all, make sure that you have a good microphone and you've got some good lighting so people can actually see your face. But above that, like, you don't really have to worry about anything else. Now, I love the artists of the Twitch community. They're some of the most passionate and incredible people, and they deserve way more support than they get. You all need to charge more. What are you doing? But people don't click follow because you have a nice background. You cannot out-design a bad personality or a lack of personality. So one of the number one things that you need to be doing is not focusing on getting your emotes or your graphics or getting the physical visual part of your brand set up. You need to be developing your on-screen charisma. What do you do? How do you maintain your personality and kind of crank it up whenever you're on camera? And another thing you need to be doing is sharing your beliefs. Now, some people are afraid to do this, and I completely empathize with this because I was afraid of this for a long time as well. You're probably afraid because you don't want to come across as too opinionated and turn people off to your content. But if you don't tell people what you stand for, they will never stand behind you. Belief systems are incredibly powerful. People identify themselves and who they are by the things that they believe in. If you talk about your beliefs in your content and someone is watching you during your stream and they're like, I believe that same thing, they will come back and hang out in your stream over and over and over because they identify with that belief system and they think that you have the same beliefs. And this is a way faster connection than waiting for stream after stream after stream to develop a relationship with someone. Because relationship development takes time, but telling people the things you believe takes 10 seconds. The next thing you need to be thinking about with your content is, does your stream have value? So we talked about the 4 pillars of value earlier. Relational value, you're going to build naturally over time. Everyone is building that as long as they are talking to people that are coming into their chat. Entertainment-based value, you're going to be delivering just based on your personality and your charisma. What do you do that's funny? What are those quirks? Who's that person that you are when you're around that most intimate relationship person that you have in your entire life? And bring that person to your stream. But the 2 most underserved values and the 2 biggest opportunities on Twitch right now are education and inspiration/motivation. So if you can build your stream around one or both of these values, you will connect and you will grow way faster than someone whose only value is relationships. And that's not to say that just because you do one means that you can't do the others. No, you're probably going to create a stream where all of them are present, but let's be more conscious of inserting education and inspiration, motivation into our content because it resonates so strongly. Now we know content is king, and a lot of people use this as a reason to overschedule themselves. Overscheduling yourself is actually really bad if you are trying to grow a stream and get more followers. But I know what you're thinking here. You're probably like, Ashni, well, the growth only comes when you're live. I should be streaming literally 24/7. But that's actually wrong. We need to think beyond building a stream and think about building a brand. So don't stream 7 days a week if you're streaming for 0 to 5 viewers. Stream for 3 days a week. But those other 4 days, here's what you do. You go and spend those days in established mid-size streams. And you're looking for 2 things here. You're looking for a streamer that you vibe with, and you're looking for a community that you want yours to look like someday. And what you do is you literally go in there and just make friends. Just make friends with the streamer and make friends most of all with their community. Because when you're friends with those people, I guarantee you they will come over to your stream and check you out, and you will get more follows, you'll get more viewers way faster than if you just streamed for 7 days a week to 0 people for a very long time. Okay, it's time to talk about promotion. So now that the content is good, it's time to freaking sell it. Okay. So this is when you start networking, doing collabs, working with Twitch, going to different events, and really blasting your content out there. And a lot of people see the growth that comes from all of these things and they think, I just need more exposure. I just need to get more eyeballs on my content. If you've ever said, I know if I can get more people in my stream, they would love it, I'm talking about you here. The reason you're not getting people into your stream and they're not staying around because you actually are getting people into your stream, the content isn't there yet. So promoting it and like doing the networking and doing the collabs, all of this stuff is honestly useless unless your content is good and it's going to resonate with people. You can get yourself in front of 1 million eyeballs, but honestly, no one's gonna freaking care if they don't enjoy spending time in your stream because it's not doing something for them. So what you do is you start going to conventions, you start going to the Twitch meetup groups that are local in your area. You start getting on podcasts and getting co-streams going. Maybe you're working with some other streamers. And there are a lot of opportunities that you can actually get through Twitch because you have content that they can see is valuable. Regardless of the size of your stream, you can actually work with some pretty major people depending on what kind of value you're serving people and if it fits well with theirs. And admittedly, this is where a lot of the follows come from, is during this promotion phase, but you can't get here until you do networking and you do the planning phases first. And the thing is, like I said, growing your followers isn't hard. It's difficult if you haven't positioned yourself in a unique way. It's difficult if your content isn't that good, and it's difficult if you're not really promoting yourself. But it's not difficult if you did all of these things that I just lined out, and you do this plan that I developed for you, and you just go out there and you freaking crush it. Because you're probably going to be on Twitch anyways, you might as well be doing a good freaking job, right? And here's the thing, is like, I know that it's difficult, I know that it's hard sometimes. I streamed for 3 years to 15 people. I know what that's like, and I know what it's like to plateau and to not know like what the freaking problem is. And you probably want it pretty desperately. But I know that you can get past it, and I know that it's possible for you, and I know you can pursue this dream life that you have in your head of streaming full time, playing video games for a loving community that loves you back. Because I have done it, and I used to be in that same position as well. It's not impossible, okay? You just need a little bit of focus. Stop browsing on YouTube right now and go work on your stream. I'm just kidding. Please keep watching my videos. Oh God. If you need more help, head over to our Patreon. You can actually get group coaching and literally everything else except for the one-on-one coaching for $1. What? $1? Yes, $1 freaking dollar. Okay, I love you all so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!